Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our bi-weekly MTGPL fight nights. Uh, you might notice that the commentator on the other side of the table right now has changed. I'm still Oliver V, but up above me we have the one and only Prez BOTW, freshly back from work. How are you doing today, Prez?
I'm doing pretty good, other than I can see that big white glare on my. Oh my god, that's even worse.
It's all right. Well, we got plenty of time to get that fixed up, if you know what I mean. Today we
Oh yeah.
have, or for the second round, we have Bujerba. I'm sorry, I might mispronounce that a couple of times. We're commentating here today. Who is on black white Pox? We get to see two Pox variants running up back to back, up against Pain Cow, who's on Gruel Stompy Fit. If y'all haven't looked at this deck list yet, you need to. This is literally a Gruel EDH deck in a Nick Fit shell. That is what this
Which
is.
is sick.
We're talking a single Fortune Thief, a single Obsidian Charma, a single original Berigmos. This is amazing. I'm so down.
Yeah, and this is basically there is a dragon theme going on here with Terror of the Peaks as well. Uh, it's just good stuff overall, but yeah, it's. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited to see what this deck can do.
So, of note here, Pain Cow was going to be actually in our third round of matches today. We had a little bit of a technological issue getting one of our other players here, which has just been the theme of the night, in case you can't tell. So, Pain Cow has actually moved up. So I'm going to be playing up against Bujerba right now. Um, Let's see. Game one, they're still deciding who are going to be on the play. We also want to make note that our table spotter has changed out as well. We now have Mr. Jack Dax down in the booth for us. Big thanks to Mr. Jack Dax for being our table spotter and helping us understand what's going on this very complicated battlefield that's about to come up.
Oh yeah. No, thanks to everybody who works behind the scenes in order to make all these things work, and thanks as well to everybody here who's watching with us tonight. So.
And especially you, Beyond Sadistic. We didn't forget about you, our lovely stream tech. Looks like Boo is mulling down to 6 and Pain Cow on 7. I think that's going to be the way that I account for this name, y'all. I apologize. I might be referring to Boo Gerba as Boo throughout the majority of this. My apologies in advance, Boo, when you come back and look through these VODs again.
Big pink marshmallow.
Love me some DBZ.
Oh yeah.
Boo is
Good
keeping the
old Dragon
6.
Ball reference.
Pain is, I
Pain
think,
kept
kept
7
7.
as well. Yeah.
Perfect.
And Bujerba will be on the play, so it looks like we're getting Marsh Flats fetch right off the bat.
Going ahead and getting the scrubland more than likely. And I imagine with this early fetch, we're going to be seeing. Oh wait, y'all. I'll be totally honest. I'm just starting to look at this list for the first time. This black white pox is not very poxy, is it? We see no Thoughtseize effects, no one mana spells whatsoever, because this is a Chalice of the Void, 4 Mox Diamond list.
That's sweet. That being said, it is still very pox heavy. It does play the smallpox element. There's lots of edicts in it.
There are
But
11 planeswalkers. There are
speaking of the
11
enemy of edicts,
planeswalkers. This is fantastic. This is exactly the start that Pain Cow wants. Go ahead and edict me. Oh, is this a path?
Mana
Is that?
Tithe! Mana Tithe!
Oh, it happens.
That's so sweet. How many copies of Mana Tithe are in the list here?
I need to double check. I might have the wrong list up. I'm not seeing any mana types in this list.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre, but yeah, that is definitely a Mana Tithe. I'm pretty sure, anyway. One white mana counter target spell.
Right, looks like Boo might have changed this list up a little bit. So now we get to live the ultimate dream of having absolutely no idea what's going on in Boo's list. Are there 11 planeswalkers? We're going to have to find out. We already know that there's actually one drops in this list with this Mana Tithe. Oh, wow. I like the
Yeah.
fact that we had no idea that Mana Tithe was coming way more than if we had seen it in the list, though. Like, this is exactly what Mana Tithe is supposed to do. Blow out the player, blow out the commentators, blow out all the spectators. We are
Yeah.
all living this Mana Tithe.
Speaking of which, too, that Mishra's Factory is not on the list either.
It's okay. Pain Cow's creature, though. Pain Cow's
Yeah.
creature is in the list. We get to see the one of Dragonkin Berserker coming down. That is a reader unless you played exactly what is it? Call Time Limited. That's the only way that you would know what this creature is.
Yeah. Actually, that seems honestly quite good. If, wow, that can make a lot of dragons really cheap.
Was that just another Mana Tithe? What just happened?
That is potentially
It got mana tithed again. We're seeing maybe a little bit
wow.
of choppiness on screen, but the second mana tithe came down into
A
Urborg and
sinkhole.
Sinkhole. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Well, I'll be very honest. I don't think I've ever seen a game of Legacy where two mana tithes have resolved to counter spells.
Yeah. Oh yeah, where both have converted. I agree.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've
That's
seen a game of
nuts.
Legacy where one mana tithe has converted. So this is just a whole fantastic new day for me.
Yeah. Man, of note though, that just keeping Pain Cow off the mana here, being able to hit that Veteran Explorer, then the Sinkhole, then the Wasteland, like this is exactly what the Pox strategy wants to be doing.
Are we revealing the hand right now?
Thoughtseize.
Oh, there is that. So
Wow.
there's no Chalice of the Voids in the deck then. I think that we can safely assume that. I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and X out of this black-white Pox window, just so I don't have that distracting me anymore, because
Yeah.
I have no idea what's here anymore. The
Yeah.
Savage-born Hydra gets put away. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a sad day. I very much wanted to see that resolve.
Of note, though, too, if that Veteran Explorer had come out and had access, or if Pink Cow had access to a Black Source with the Village Rights, oh, Pink Cow would be so much further ahead on mana. Looks like Pink Cow is pointing out, probably reading Terror of the Peaks to Bujerba there. So,
This is a match of absolute readers. Like, I
oh
need to
yeah,
keep going back to consult this list. It'd be like, what does Terror of the Peaks do again? What does that Savage-born Hydra do again?
yeah. That being said, though, like, and as much as it's a meme, and Dr. Leo, if you're here listening, you're totally gonna rip me a new one for this. Is you know, the readers, Nick fits the archetype they belong in, or not so much belong in, but the playable and Nick fit thing.
It is a living meme. Let's put it like that. That is not a
Yeah,
land. Are we discarding down to hand size? Nope. We are at exactly 7.
man, just
Mana
Pink Cow
Tile.
unable to get the mana. Oof.
God, that first mana tithe was so good to stop that. What is it? How come I can't think that veteran explorer from resolving?
Oh yeah, that Veteran Explorer would have totally switched this game around, and it looks like Pink Cow is just gonna scoop it up instead of discarding to hand size with no mana. Just scoop it
Un-
right up.
Understandable. Well, I'll be very honest, y'all. I want Pain Cow to win this next game because I want to see big creatures resolve and turn sideways. That's all I care about here. Um, I don't know about you, Prez, but I would love to see a Fortune Thief in play. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that sounds amazing. All those, bizarre, weird cards. Fortune Thief is sweet, given that it is basically Final Fortune on a creature. I really, really like that. Uh, the thing is that if this is a Pox list that is playing specifically Shrieking Affliction, um, the Fortune Thief will not stop that. However, the Fortune Thief will stop all the creature-based attacks. It'll stop the rack, any of these damage-based effects that are going to try and deal the last little bit of damage. The Fortune Thief will stop. So as long as Pain Cow can continue to put out bodies, so that way the Edict will not be able to hit the Fortune Thief, I think that's very good. Whether or not that's relevant, I don't know, but I think it could be absolutely sweet.
Rax brings up a very good point that we might be seeing some big creatures get mana tithed, which would be
That is true.
so amazing. Left Coast,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us in the chat here today. So we can talk about one sideboard then. We don't really know what is in Boo's list because that initial list was seemingly not right. But we do have Pain Cow's list. Let's dig into this sideboard plan, shall we? We have 2 Carpet of Flowers, 3 Surgical Extractions, 4 Veil of Summers, 2 Pernicious Deed, 3 Plague Engineer, and 1 Reclamation Sage. Uh, Listen, Veil of Summer sounds fantastic, but do you actually want 4 of them?
Um, I don't think I would bring in the 4 of them specifically. I just saw the updated list here from Bujerba. There are full 4 Innocent Bloods in this list. Um, the thing is that
Oh.
the like sinkholes, or sorry, not sinkhole, smallpox and Innocent Blood both bypass Veil of Summer, given that Veil of Summer is gives you hexproof, right? And doesn't that does stop Liliana the Veil, for example, but it does not stop um the other edict effects that are each player. So
I
I think it's a little bit not as amazing in that front. However, stopping things like Thoughtseize or him could be very good.
And stopping the sinkhole as well, which we know is in the list.
Yes.
Big shout out to Beyond Sadistic for getting the cardboard live link updated. Now everyone can see what this Pox list actually is. It turns out this is not the 11 Planeswalker list that we thought it was. There are 4 Lily of the Veils. This is a lot more standard of a black-white Pox list. However, it does have that super spicy tech of 4 mainboard mana tithes. Um,
Yes.
at the same time, I don't believe we want Pernicious Deeds. There is potentially some thought of that if you do suspect that you are against a little bit more of a Racti build like we had previously seen. However, us with perfect information, we know that that would not be good to come in here. You can
No,
hit
for sure.
Bloodgas and that's it.
Well, we did see
Um,
Bloodghast and also Mishra's Factory, so I actually do
that's
like Plague
true.
Engineer to name either Vampire or to name Assembly Worker.
That's very, very true. Let's jump on over to the black white Pox sideboard now that we can see it. We have 3 Duress, 1 Extirpate, 2 Pithing Needle, 3 Surgical Extractions, 2 Ratchet Bomb, 2 Engineered Plague, and 2 Toxic Deluge.
Hmm.
Do you like anything here?
So I honestly I like the Toxic Deluge just because that given what I saw game one, I would have absolutely no idea what's happening. But we saw some Savageborn Hydras and we saw some Terror of the Peaks, so we know there are large creatures. So I kind of like the Deluge being I don't know what's going to happen, but the Deluge can at least sweep them up.
Yeah, nothing else is gonna be relevant from my understanding whatsoever.
Yeah.
However, I also think that you wanna be taking out these mana tithes if you can. After getting 2 blowouts with them, in the previous game, I imagine we can take out 2 mana tithes for 2 toxic deluges. Everything else is
Yeah,
good. I mean, it's versatile.
I could actually see maybe wanting some surgical extractions if for no other reason than to hit the veteran explorers because they will eventually ramp up on mana, but I still think that's super narrow.
Guess what pain cow named with that Cabal therapy?
Uh named mana tithe.
It was mana tithe. The respect. The
Oh my
respect for
goodness.
mana tithe.
Yeah. Oh, we're looking at original Borborygamos. That's sweet. This is not Borborygamos Enraged. That's cool. And looks like so Paincal led on the Cabal Therapy whiffed, and then Bujerba firing back with a Thoughtseize and then hitting the Veteran Explorer, which is super unfortunate given that there's double Village Rights in hand now.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing was it looks like Pancow's mana base was Badlands and Wooded Cemetery rather than a Bayou, meaning that he was going to be unable to start off with the why can't I remember the name? This Veteran Explorer start, right? He
Yeah,
had to start with the Black Source, or you would just be going ahead and playing the Wooded Cemetery tapped.
yeah. Uh, of note as well, the one of Extirpate did come in. So looks like the Extirpate is hitting all of the Veteran Explorers. So Bujerba did like my line as well.
Yeah, I like it a lot, especially if we're on the mana denial plan.
Hmm.
I mean, if you any vindicates that you draw, any small packs that you draw are just completely live. Which
Yeah,
is unfortunate, right? When I first looked at this matchup that we were suddenly going to have, again, it wasn't expected for us to go into. Painka was willing to audible and fill in for this second player slot that we needed for the second match. I I kind of expected it to be a little one-sided as long as Painka was going to be able to get the veteran explorer triggers to happen. But it just hasn't happened in these previous games. That first game because of mana tithes, and now here because of a little bit of stumbling with the mana base because of the woodland cemetery, and then this extirpate.
yeah. Of note here too, apparently when with the Extirpate search in the library there, Bujerba was like 3 Plague Engineers. Oh my god.
So we know for a fact that those came in.
Yes. Which I think is actually pretty good, because given that we saw and also knowing like looking at this list here, um there are no racks. There are no shrieking afflictions. If you cannot attack, you cannot win. Right? So this deck is actually relying on Mishra's Factory and Bloodghast to win a game.
Yeah, with Liliana the Veil being your way to try to get out underneath problem permanents that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. If you
Yeah,
just can draw out the game and ult it enough times, eventually you'll be able to hit the permanents that are locking you out from being able to attack, right?
yeah.
Maybe, in theory.
So it looks like we had a Thoughtseize and then fire back with Veil of Summer. And then I guess Bujerba's now just playing out the Bloodghast there. Pain Cow ripping a Field of the Dead off the top, which is unfortunately tapped. Uh
Oh, I have a lot of love for that though.
oh yeah. Of note here too though, Terror of the Peaks being double red and having no red sources is kind of painful.
Oh, it is not being cast anytime soon.
No.
But we see the
Hey,
Plague
we got
Engineer
there.
on Vampire, I imagine, right? Or is it better to
Yeah.
name Spirit?
Um actually, I think Spirit's probably the correct name, given it just in the odd chance that Nether Spirit is in the list. It wouldn't be with Bloodghast, but you never know.
Who knows? I don't think we're going to see a Vampire Hex Mage come down for Boo, but you know what? At this point, anything could happen.
Yeah. And it looks like Spirit was the name.
But now, Pain Cow is the one with the clock
Yeah.
up
And
against the Mishra's Factory,
hilariously,
but
the Marsh Flats triggers the Bloodghast, which immediately dies.
hey, we're getting the death triggers, okay? It might be
Yeah, for
relevant. Let's
sure.
play a Blood Artist next.
Exactly. Now, that being said, though, Pain Cow really needs another creature here. Really needs another creature. And reason why is because Pinkau needs to protect this Plague Engineer from an edict.
What are we Cabal Therapy naming?
Mm, named him to Turok?
Shows
Interesting.
Thoughtseize. Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like there's not a lot of action in Boo's hand right now.
No, not at all. A single Urborg, two Swamps, and Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
And you also are not priced into Thoughtseizing anytime soon. You have two
No.
threats that are incredibly uncastable in hand, and then two Village Rights.
Yeah. Interesting. So did we just immediately what happened here? So we ended up casting Village Right, sacrificing the Plague Engineer. Is this in response to an attack?
Yeah, I think this is a block sack.
Oh, okay.
So,
I can actually get behind that, I guess. If you're blocking to trade regardless. Is that a smoldering marsh? Love it. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that was a mid combat, that was a block and then take the damage there.
okay.
So of note though, Pain Cow is now on what red source? If we can get another red source, that Terror of the Peaks is coming down. And now I think you do want a Thought Seize. Oh.
Domri Raid, baby. And
Oh yeah.
what is that
Oh, and
last
the
card?
Pernicious Deed did come in.
Interesting.
Hilariously, Pernicious Deed does destroy Mishra's factory.
Oh, and you can activate it for 0, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's really good, actually.
Goodbye, Domri. Swinging in for 2.
Yeah,
Then I have to imagine we're going to see this Pernicious Deed just be slammed down, if nothing else.
probably. Yeah. And I actually like this here as well because Boo might not be thinking about that because typically a lot of cards um follow the format of non-land permanents, whereas that Pernicious Deed very explicitly states creature, artifact, and enchantment.
Players just figuring out life totals. We are figuring out that Boo is at 15.
Yeah, and we got the Pernicious Deed down. So I actually like fetching here, given that you are functionally empty-handed with a bunch of lands. I know there's not much argument to be made for deck thinning in general, but right now you cannot afford to draw any lands.
Well, let's be clear. There's no argument for deck thinning in the beginning of a game.
True.
Once you get to the point that you have seen 8 of your mana sources, your mana producing lands, though, fetching, like thinning is relevant at that point.
Yeah.
Did we just draw the swamp off the top? No, that was
No,
from
the
that was
swamp
from
was
the
in
pile.
hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Him off the top, it looks like. Fatal push.
Ooh. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I almost wonder if it's better to keep that in hand just so you're able to maintain one of the threats more likely.
Um, I could see that. I'm pretty sure Pain Cow is more than fine letting the Barborgamos go here. However, the Terror of the Peaks I would definitely want to be keeping. Oh, lucked out.
We are
Lucked
keeping
out.
the terror of the peaks. Here we go, baby.
Come on, red source. And yeah, just immediately pops and destroys the Mishra's factory. Let's go. Red right off the top. Red off the top. Yes!
Show it to me. We got the dragon in. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see EDH in my legacy match.
We have a game, people.
So, Terror of the Peaks, of note, it is a 5-mana, 5/4 dragon, has flying. Spells your opponent's cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peak deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So of
Very
note, the
good.
interesting thing here is even though you pseudo had protection against removal by
Oh,
forcing them to lightning bolt themselves, ooh,
I like this. So this is actually going to lightning bolt something right now. So it looks like he's just sending it upstairs. And of note, though, too, this is also able to block and also stops Bujerba from searching for anything if a fetch land is drawn.
I like this a lot. I honestly I like this even more because it's just innocent blood protection.
Yeah,
That's the real reason we like this here, is that this dragon is gonna live unless there's a vindicate, and then you're still lightning bolting yourself to the face.
yeah, yeah. So the bolt from the oh goodness, the Terror of the Peaks on opposition agent went upstairs and then crashing in with the terror. So, oh man, this is huh. Man, this is actually a really fast clock. And of note, Pain Cow can basically just rip anything right off the top here. And as long as it's a creature that he's able to cast, I'm pretty sure this is actually going to put it away.
And it doesn't even matter. You're dead on board. You're facing down 8 damage coming in. Pain Cow being able to draw the red sources that were necessary. And we're gonna see a game 3. Woo, baby. I love this deck so much. You know,
Yeah, this is sweet.
I don't know who said it in chat, but you're right. Any Nick Fist list is really interesting to look at. It does get my heart pumping and get me excited.
Oh yeah. There's so much jank happening all the time.
So we did see Extirpate come in, but that was it um on Boo's side, right? Was there anything else?
Not that I can recall seeing. Um, I know we didn't see any manatides.
Manatides may be coming back in though now. If we those were what came out while Boo was on the play, right?
Yeah, I could definitely see that while being on the play. Like it's same principle as Days. You know, if you're able to convert it on specifically a veteran explorer, that's so good for you.
Yeah, I don't know. What we saw in both these games is how important this key veteran explorer is, right? Boo needs to do everything that he can to prevent Pain Cow from getting that from letting that resolve, and more importantly, letting it trigger. Just because when you get those double basics, Pain Cow is going to have his mana, right? He's going to be able to fix his red sources, his black sources, whatever he needs, and more importantly, be able to cast the stupid 5 drops, 6 drops, 7 drops that he has eventually.
Yeah.
But on Pain Cow's side, we did see the Pernicious Seeds come in. It was interesting in that it was able to trade with a single land. Basically, the threat of activation required Boo to just play into it.
hmm
Do you think that stays in though?
Um, I think it's honestly reasonable. Like I'm not exactly sure what was cut because we did see at least one Veil of Summer. We know all three Plague Engineers came in, and we know at least one Pernicious Deed came in.
We saw Fatal
Um,
Push staying in. We saw a lot of the big guys. I have to imagine Miri's Guile is still in. Casualties of War was a possible cut.
yeah, I think Casualties of War, to be totally honest, is just lacking targets in this matchup.
Oh, hugely, right? You You have lands and bad creatures and one planeswalker that you're able to hit that we know of at this point, of course. Although the big scary thing that I have every time I play against a Pox list is I'm kind of unsure what's in their list even after 2 matches. You know what I mean? Like there's so many potential Pox cards that could be in there, and not all of us are McDiff, okay? Not all of us are Pox experts who can tell, oh, I saw this card in game 2, so I know that they are only on Liliana of the Veils or Smallpox or whatever. Like I don't know how to do that. So on me, if I'm on pain count side, I'm still like there could be chains in here. There wouldn't be chains in at this point.
No.
But there could be anything, right? Any of the Pox cards are still 100% a threat that you need to be able to respect on pain count side.
Yeah.
Pain going down to 6, Boo keeping 7. Big big shout out to Mr. Jack Dax for getting us a little bit of insight of what the players are saying. Pain Cow reporting that snap keep makes me very nervous.
Yeah.
But
Oh, did
it
it resolve?
resolved. It
Oh
resolved.
no.
We're gonna see a veteran explorer trigger, maybe, y'all. I'm so excited. Is there any way in this list to make it so the trigger does not eventually happen? There's no exile effect, right?
Not as far as I'm aware. Of note too, with the opposition agent, that's just pure value for Pain Cow because Pain Cow functionally gets 4 lands out of it.
Oh, if we were able to see that come down, yeah.
Yeah. That's a second veteran explorer. Oh
I
man.
love this. I love this so much. Play
If
a
you're in
blocker.
Boo's
I dare
spot, you
you.
have to be so worried about edicting here. Because not only does Pain Cow have edict protection for days now, uh anytime that Boo edicts, it's going to ramp Pain Cow like crazy.
Yeah, you don't cast Innocent Blood if you have it here. You
No.
just hold it. There's no way that you'd let this happen.
Unless you need the mana this turn, but I would be so worried about what could possibly be happening, especially because that if in the event that you edict here and then try and edict again, but off of the first one, Pain Cow grabs the mana to cast a opposition agent, you're so sad.
Well, there's just this. Oh no, there's 4 opposition agents. I'm not reading this list right. I'm so used to all the cards being singleton. I didn't realize that there's 4 in this list. This is the
Yeah.
type of deck I'm afraid to play against. I always
Yeah.
have to. I always respect opposition agent way too much, even though nobody plays it, just out of fear of running into Pain Cow and other crazy individuals like him who are putting 4 in their list.
Yeah. Of note though, with multiple Mishra's factories, these are the types of battlefields where you do want the Pernicious Deed. Yeah, and of note there, left coast. Yeah, that is a good point. Pink Cow still notably lacking the black source.
I mean, he's got all day at this point.
Yeah.
Pain Cow saying, "Hit me with smallpox. Do it."
Yeah. I challenge you. Is that a third Mishra's factory?
Okay, so both players are kind of stumbling on on colored mana at the moment. And
Yeah.
we're seeing a red source.
Of note, still not having, or yeah, of note, still no black mana. And Pain Cow is just riding this 1 damage a turn thing all the way to victory because Bujerba knows as soon as this dies, he's probably done for.
This is a clock, baby. This is what I call a clock.
Yeah. Pain
And
Cow
oh,
swinging without fear.
is this the Boast guy or what is this?
Oh, hello.
That's not
Which
Dragonkin
card is
Berserker.
this? Is this Toralf God of Fury? And that's Toralf's hammer?
Oh, it is. Oh, that's so cool.
That's nuts. Let's start attacking with a 4/1 veteran explorer next turn.
Oh no, but it doesn't get the buff because it only gets +3/+0 if the creature's legendary.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So, but here's the thing, you can equip it on the next turn, you can hammer your other veteran explorer,
That's hilarious.
except not anymore.
Yeah.
Now we can't even equip it.
No.
Oh no, this is so
We're
sad.
still at a hilarious stalemate though. You know, Boo having all the factories back. Oh, looks like he doesn't care anymore.
Just do it.
Snap block, search.
Because Pain Cow hasn't been deploying other lands at this point, that Pain Cow is very unlikely to be able to deploy a 5 drop on this following turn. And the thing is, most of his things are 5 drops and higher. We're getting black and red. A lot of his red creatures are still turned off because they require double red.
Yeah. Of note, though, I think the other reason why Boo did that probably is because Boo is on a single black source still. So this puts Boo on 3 black mana now. This
Pain
will allow
Cow.
him to cast him, smallpox, uh, oh goodness, sinkhole, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, Sinkhole basic here.
Him, oh Veil of Summer,
Mm.
oh goodness, ow,
Okay, I'm liking this game a lot. This is fantastic.
huh,
All right, so now of note, we can equip the hammer, y'all. We can equip the hammer, leave this veteran explorer back, and then next turn lightning bolt something. Man, this is busted. This is the power level we all expect when we're approaching legacy.
yeah, and it looks like Pain Cow did not equip, and it looks like the mountain is getting sinkholed here, floating a red.
Oh, was this just a pass back?
It was just a pass back without equipping the hammer. Love it, Pokemon dice. I also
So
love how it's a
we
fire symbol.
we have to assume that there is now opposition agent, right?
More than likely. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh,
Doing it,
that's
but doing it in response to going to attacks. Likely, there's another Veil in hand, which is why Pain Cow didn't just play in allowing Boo to attack. Okay, this is interesting. Still gonna
huh.
do it though.
Smash block.
Interesting. Boo
Trigger
saying, let's just get
opposition
this game
agent.
going.
Yeah. So I
Well,
wonder if Boo wasn't even thinking about what the opposition agent was doing here.
no, but Veteran Explorer is a May, so Boo doesn't need to actually search.
Oh, okay.
This was a classic thing back in the day when you were playing Miracles against Nick Fit. You would like if you had like a known terminus on top, you would pretend to forget about the Veteran Explorer thing. So your opponent like you're basically telling your opponent, I have terminus on top, but trying to pretend that you're just forgetting what it is, they still hopefully play into it.
Yeah.
And now
Interesting.
we got basics.
Yeah, we have 5 mana again. Of note, though, even still, the Veteran Explorer making it so that way Boo was unable to search. So we are equipping the hammer now.
I'm so happy we were getting to see this hammer do something. Oh, it returns to hand. So once we activate this, bolting something, then we can go ahead and we
Ooh,
can play the Toraf. Like we'll get an actual threat.
that's cool.
Oh, this is awesome.
Okay, so this is going to be a Cabal Therapy. What was the
Naming.
name? Is that Two Innocent Bloods, Lily of the Veil? Thoughtseize was the name. Misses. Wow.
That's a lot that you have to work through, though.
Yeah, and that's the problem is that's 3 edict effects that you have to worry about. So it's going to be very difficult to actually play creatures here. Oh, Thoughtseize again.
Oh, hit the innocent bloods. Do it, please.
Yes. I think you need to name the Innocent Bloods here. And
Because
then
if
so do you actually immediately fire the hammer off back to hand and then just sacrifice the opposition agent to hit the lily as well?
well, if it prices the best part is of this situation now is it prices. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like this. Boo is recognizing that what Paincow wants to do. If he went ahead and oh, we wouldn't even be able to deploy the lily. There's some thought here of Pain Cow not doing this activation so that Boo is unable to Lily downtick without also losing his Lily, right? So
Yeah.
in theory, if he goes Lily downtick, Pain Cow can respond to by activating the hammer, tapping the opposition agent, killing the Lily, and then getting the threat in hand.
Yeah. Of note here, this surgical is extremely taxed right now. There is Cabal Therapy, there is Veteran Explorer, and there is Opposition Agent in the graveyard. Although I don't think Veteran Explorer matters at this point.
Oh, and we flash back to the Cabal therapy with the opposition agent. I'm sorry, I just missed that. I
Yeah.
keep trying to read everything that's going on to keep up, but oh my goodness.
It looks like that was a crash for 6. Playing Toralf.
All right, this is another reader. We got the good old 5/4 trample, legendary creature god. Whenever a creature, planeswalker, an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, Torov deals damage equal to the excess to any target other than that permanent. Um, where does that come into play besides with your Terror of the Peaks or Ravager
Um,
Worm? Ravager Worm does it too.
excess non-combat damage. Excess non-combat damage. That is a very good point.
Hey, it's okay. I'm all right with this 5/4 trample that also can be an equipment.
Yeah, I actually really like the hammer side of it. I think it's pretty good. On top of just being a 5/4 trampler is a really good rate for 4 mana. So this is the problem now is Booze has kind of do I attack with one factory and then offer a trade?
Oh, that's true because you can leave the 2 back for activation.
Yeah. Of note here though, Pain Cow is on a single black source with Boo having a sinkhole in hand.
Yeah, this feels like if we're gonna spend this sinkhole anytime soon, it would be here.
Yeah.
You're
So it
really
looks
only cutting
like
off fatal pushes and you're only really cutting off cabal therapies, village rights, and any fatal pushes that are left. We know there's at least one from the last game.
yeah. So we are attacking for 4 here with one factory.
No blocks
No.
and surgical coming in now.
Yeah, hitting the opposition agent, holding Veil of Summer and village rights.
Veiled Summer, of course, not able to protect against surgical extraction. That's one of the few things that you can target, or I'm sorry, that a black card can target without Veil of Summer being
Yeah.
able to counter it.
So it looks like there's only 2 opposition agents. Looks like Pink Cow might have boarded 2 of them out.
Oh, interesting. So I guess we're starting to figure out a few of the slots that came out on Pain Cow's side.
Yeah. Of note as well, I can't remember if you said it already or not. Veil of Summer does not protect your graveyard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The targeting the graveyard is one of the few things that Black Spell can do that Veil of Summer isn't able to interact with.
Yeah. So of note though, this is a very precarious race. So Pain Cow actually hilariously, they're both on 3-turn clocks right now, and Pain Cow is gonna be able to get in for 5 here, put Boo down to 8. And the problem is that unless Boo draws the 4th factory, uh he's not able to bump up the damage he's doing.
Bloodghast as well has haste at this point.
That is true. Bloodghast would swing this race the other way.
The other thing is Boo can just save because he's at 8. Can't he just Malfi, he has 3 black or when we're talking about the Bloodghast, Boo has 3. He has the 2 swamps.
Yeah. Yeah, Pain Cow only has 1 black source, which is why I'm kind of surprised. Like I know that Boo ended up paying a black for the surgical extraction last turn, which is the reason why that the sinkhole never happened. But even then, this unless Boo is just worried about Pain Cow veiling the land, which I suppose would be worth saving your only black source.
Yeah, it absolutely would. Even just so you can cantrip. But the
Yeah,
interesting thing is, so let's see, Pain Cow swings in, Boo swings in for 4, gets Pain Cow down to 5. Pain Cow swings again, gets Boo down to 3. You can then swing. Oh no, because you wouldn't be able to tap the factories enough.
yeah,
You could swing for 2 on that next turn, hold back the 2 Mishra's Factory, and
huh.
block and go down to 1.
This is interesting. So
But
we're
Pain
seeing a
Cow's at
Green Sun
3.
Zenith X is 1. So we're getting a Veteran Explorer, which is either Edict Protection or he's planning on Village Rightsing right here.
Interesting in that you don't have the mana to go all the way up to get a Ravager Worm, but you could, in theory, get a Clothis if you still had that anywhere in the
Yeah.
list.
Also, Pink Cow is running 9 basic lands in this list. So this is
Nuts.
the 3rd Veteran Explorer that has found 2 lands.
This is amazing.
So we are now up to 3 green, 3 red, and 2 black.
Boo, of course, actually going game basics this time, unlike the second one when the opposition agent was in play.
Yeah. Drawing the 2 cards, we have 8 lands, it looks like. Yeah, 8 lands currently. Field
Feel
of
the
the
Dead.
Dead, and it's on. Wait, how does that work? That doesn't. Oh, the Field of the Dead is the 7th land. Oh.
Thank you, regular lands and snow lands.
Yeah.
This feels virtually over. I'm not sure what we can
Oh
draw
my
on.
goodness.
Oh,
More
aggressive.
value. More value. So Pain Cow up to 4 cards in hand again.
So do you just if you have Clothisu Jam in here, we don't even know if it's still in this list post board, but I have to imagine there's at least one, especially with the Green Sun Zenith. But you need to keep
Yeah.
holding up the veil.
Yeah.
Extirpate. Wait.
Oh, he's just
Extirpate.
veiling in response to draw a card, it looks
That's
like.
no, but that's split
Oh no, no,
second.
you can't. You can't, right? At a split second, yeah. Oh wow, targeting Veil of Summer. Oh goodness.
I like this a
That's
lot.
unfortunate. Had 2 in hand. Chris Descent, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. And then yeah, so all 4 Veil of Summers did come in. There's one of the plague engineers we knew about.
Those are still there. That is another threat that we can go find. It is just Fatal Push and another land. Let's find a threat, baby. Give me one of the 3 Green Sun Zeniths, or give me the Borborygmos. That's all I want. Show me
Yeah.
Borborygmos in play in Legacy.
So you still got to be worried about this because the clock here is real. So Sinkhole is now going down to hit the Field of the Dead, which
Is the correct
I th-
target.
yeah, absolutely the correct target. I'm just kind of thinking there if there's any regret in terms of not leaving at least one zombie back, but him to Turok hitting the last 2 cards. Wow. So I guess with having that known Veil of Summer, Boo's is holding on to a lot of stuff. Looks like we're down to just a lone surgical extraction in hand.
That was actually an amazing turnaround for Boo. It didn't actually get him to an advantage state, but it did alleviate all of the advantage that Pain Cow had brought up throughout that last turn.
Yeah. And of note here, it looks like Pain Cow is offering the trade. 1 damage will still trample over. The only problem here, I think, is that I don't like trading Toralf for 1 factory. Yeah, looks like it's block and then pump pump.
Yep, since it can pump itself, you are able to because
Oh,
of
it's
course you have
actually a
to spend
5/5.
it's a 5/5.
You can make it a 5/5 because it'll be able to block and then pump itself. Plus the other 2 factories will make it a 5/5.
But one of the there's only the 3 factories untapped, so you have to tap
Oh,
1 for mana, which is why it can only be brought up to a 4/4.
yeah, gotcha.
So let's see. It looks like both players just confirming everything with the opponent's cards. Boo likely making sure that this is actually a 5/4 trample, and Pain Cow double checking the Mishra's Factory interaction, it being able to tap itself. Um,
Yeah.
I still remember the day I learned that it can do that. I lost. I lost a match, and then I forgot, and then I lost another match because of it. And this cycle has repeated itself every 2 months or so that I forget about Mishra's Factory being able to do this trick.
Yeah. Which playing old school, you never forget.
That is old school.
Yeah. Oh, did Boo not activate it on itself? Oh no.
Wait, why not?
I don't know. Did he forget that it can target itself? It wasn't summoning sick.
Yeah, and
Huh.
he did it before.
I'm so confused. Green Sun
Green
Zenith
Sun
X is 6. Let's go get something big.
Ravager Worm. Show me Ravager Worm. I am disappointed we're not spending this last mana to go ahead and get the Borborygmos, but whatever.
Yeah. Sullivan Brophy, thank you very much for the subscription. Much appreciated.
All right, is Ravager Worm to blow up a factory, right? If Ravager
More
Worm
than
is still in.
likely. Yeah, I think that if the Ravager worm is here and blows up the factory, Boo going down to one factory left is a huge issue. Although that being said, though, I actually think having
That's
this
Thar.
is that Rurkthar?
That's Rurikthar.
That's so awesome. 6/6 vigilance reach. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, take 6 damage. Or that player takes 6 damage from Rurkthar. So Boo, if Boo casts anything that is not a Bloodghast, Boo will take 6 damage.
Also of note, that Rurikthar has to attack. Just so we're all clear,
Yes.
Hill. Pain Cow doesn't have a choice in the matter. Um, Getting the Rurikthar I like there. It makes sense not to get Ravager Worm, especially after that attack already, just because you might as well have optimized on the Riot and swing in with haste. But I don't know. That just shuts it out. Man,
Yeah,
what a fantastic match. Boo, first of all, completely made my night with a double mana tithe. I have never experienced that before. We saw two
that
key
was sweet.
cards you counter get with mana tithe game one. Really, really interesting list. Of course, it was also made by us having no idea what the list was, so us getting totally surprised by the mana tithes happening, and then
Yeah.
Pain Cow showing us exactly what cool Nick Fit lists can do. The next time I see a more optimized version of Nick Fit, I'm gonna point out to them that they could be playing Ravager Worm and Borborygmos instead of the good cards that they are.
Yeah, I agree. This is where all the jank should be happening. So it looks like Casualties of War did go out.
Mhm.
A bunch of the red creatures, it looks like, went out for sure. But
The
even then, well played by both players. Thank you very much for joining us here on Tuesday. We have one more round to be coming in here. So
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us today, y'all.